Hello, my friends. Welcome to my basement. It's a big day in Vic's basement. We are going to be taking a look at some 4K entertainment. This is the PlayStation 4 Pro. It came in the other day. I've had about a day to kind of monkey around with this thing, and it was cool. I could tell it was cool on my 1080p television set. But what it forced me to do yesterday, because I couldn't really make out all of the improvements. One of the first things that I did see that was an improvement was the PlayStation VR stuff that I was playing seemed to be a little bit smoother off of the PS4 Pro. I haven't dived into every piece of software. I haven't got all the nitty-gritty stuff, but it really kind of forced me to think about making this leap into 4K, and I knew it was going to do that. And so yesterday, I put the controller down, I got off my butt, and I went looking at 4K TV sets, and I picked myself up one. I didn't buy a very expensive one. This was only about $1,000, but it has HDR, and it has it's an LG set. I didn't really want to give them a big shout out for this stuff or anything like that. And so far the set looks pretty nice, but it's got the HDR10 and it has the full 4K resolution. It's got a game mode, and the lag doesn't seem to be a big issue. I know that there's a lot of details. It's incredibly in-depth and intense how many things you have to think about when you're picking up a 4K television set. And that's why I didn't want to spend too much money, because I know that a lot of this sort of technology in 4K, as far as a display medium, is still kind of new. Hello, Blake.
Hi.
Blake is going to adjust some of this stuff. But anyways, I am playing 4K games for the first time off of a console. I've played some and tested some 4K stuff on a PC. I don't have a 4K PC monitor. I've only got 1080p monitors that I play even PC games on the TV. I do that quite a bit too. But now I'm directly out of a PlayStation 4 Pro using HDMI into a 4K television set. And what I'm going to do is play a little bit of these games. And one of the reasons we had to have this wacky setup is we knew that when we down convert the stream, because we can't stream at 4K with the tech that we have in here. We don't have all of the whole studio set up to stream in 4K. That'll probably happen in a year or two, or we'll see. We'll see how crazy we get in all of this stuff. So we figured the best thing to do was to kind of do a bounce back and forth between my reaction to playing these games, and I'll kind of describe what I'm seeing. And the other thing that I've done is I've got the TV remote right here. I'm going to switch back and forth between the 1080p version on another PlayStation 4 of the same game, and I can just do a little compare and contrast. And we'll use the feed off of the camera to the best of our ability. But obviously you're not getting the full impact here, okay? What you're getting is the full impact of my face and my fingers trying to figure out how to stay alive in these games that I'm playing. Now, I picked up a few, but I've been furiously trying to download everything so that there's parity across both PlayStation 4s, really just punishing our Ethernet connection, our internet connection, to try to get these games into both of these consoles at the same time. Of course, these games are enormous now, and they have huge patches.
Are you downloading right now?
Yes.
That might be a problem.
Okay, should I stop downloading?
It might
Okay.
keep the stream.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Using the same internet as the stream.
Okay, yes, all right. I'm gonna stop downloading the game on the other PlayStation. So bear with me for 1 second. We are live, trying to deal with tech issues as we always do in the show. So that was the bounce between Tomb Raider on the PS. You're not going to tell the difference, but this is the 1080p version of Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I was just on the 4K version of Rise of the Tomb Raider, HDMI 1 and 2. HDMI 1 is the regular PlayStation 4, which is my white controller. I'm just going to stop all downloads. So let's go into my settings here. Don't look at all my secret stuff. Okay, here we go. Downloads, pause, and pause. Okay, so I won't be playing NBA 2K17 or Ratchet and Clank, because those two hadn't finished downloading, but I will check out Rise of the Tomb Raider and Titanfall 2 in both 1080p and in 4K. Okay, so this is the 1080p version of the game. Why don't we start there? We'll go into Rise of the Tomb Raider 1080p. I've got a little bit of sound coming in off the TV, but the volume shouldn't be too loud. Let us know how we sound and how the picture is and how everything looks for you. Let's go into a brand new game.
And I've got a microphone now if you want to ask questions in the
Okay,
chat.
Blake is wired in too. If you want to ask any questions, he will throw them at me. I don't have another screen here for questions and stuff like that, but thank you for joining us. I'm sorry that was just a long spiel of explanation, but let's skip this and let's get right into some imagery here, okay? This was, of course, the Xbox One exclusive. This is upscaled by the TV, so it still looks pretty solid, actually. And, you know, this is my first sort of experience with a 4K TV handling even regular HD 1080p type content. And that looks pretty solid. You can see a little aliasing and a little extra kind of sparkle and shine coming off of some of the edges and stuff. It's masked a little bit by the fact that it's ice, but you can tell that it's a little grainy, and it's kind of blown up and sort of lower resed and squeezed to fit this big TV. But honestly, this looks really good. So even 1080p content on a 4K television set on a decent one is going to look pretty solid. So I don't mean for this to be a commercial for 4K TVs. I don't mean for this to be a video that you're going to show your significant other and say, look, see, we need to get a 4K TV. But if I'm being honest, this looks pretty damn impressive. But
Rerez wants to know if there's HDR on right now.
there is HDR. HDR10 is included on this set, so the games that support HDR will showcase that. But let's play through a little of this opening sequence on the PlayStation 4. This is the good old regular PlayStation 4, still a very powerful machine, and many, many months of fun gaming so far on this system. All right. Okay, so we'll climb up the ice wall, and then we'll switch up to the other one. Yeah, you can see there's a little bit more. The detail around Lara is, it's almost like she's cut into the scene, like the fidelity of the ice and the weather effects looks amazing, but Lara looks a little low res, a little grainy. It's almost like she's like a three-dimensional paper doll, and they've placed her into a close to photoreal kind of background. You can see that disparity in there. The textures look a little muddy. I mean, it still looks really good. That's kind of the tough thing, right? Like 4K or 1080p is a solid format, man. It looks great. Okay, so this is it's all pretty impressive. Okay. Yeah, you can see the character edging and stuff is a little soft, and some of the detail in their jackets and the snow and stuff and the textures and stuff all over them, it's a little kind of squashed and muted. I think when we jump to 4K, it'll look a lot sharper.
Ryan Landis wants to know how big this TV is, Vic.
It's a 55-inch. So it's a decent size, you know. It's not enormous. Again, I went for a reasonably priced one with the expectation that the technology is going to become much easier to define and simpler and more affordable in the next couple of years. And I think that the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One Scorpio are going to be hugely important in selling this format to a lot of people. Okay, so that's a pretty good place to kind of pause right there. So that was the opening of Tomb Raider on the regular PlayStation. Now let's go to the PlayStation 4 Pro, and you can tell right away, at least I can from what I'm looking at, it looks more like a photograph with unbelievably rich blacks on the screen. I don't know if this game takes advantage of HDR technology. It kind of looks like it, like the level of detail from the shadows surrounding the computer screen that I'm seeing on the title screen to the light coming off of the lamp on the right-hand side of the screen is just incredible. Just going from the super sort of moody and dark all the way to this kind of glowy, yellowy, warm light in the top right-hand corner. Very impressive. Okay, so
we're getting a reflection from this Batman logo.
oh, let's take that off. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is all new for us. We've never done anything like this, so I'm going to start a new game. We'll just put it from the empty thing. Okay, here, same setup, same everything. So let's see how quickly. And of course, we've got studio lights and stuff. I can see my reflection in the TV. We're doing the best that we can. We've never done a setup like this before, so hopefully you're getting something out of this. But more than anything, I wanted you guys to know that we're diving in and we're taking a look at the contrast between these things. I think I can skip this, which is what I did.
With the lights.
Okay. Oh yeah.
That might look better.
Yeah, huge detail difference in her clothing and her outfits. There's a definite, much brighter, much better edging kind of, pop off the screen. The characters look way more rooted in the environment. The aliasing and the dithering and stuff like that, those sort of the speckled edging and stuff that I saw in the mountaintop, definitely not present in 4K. It's just present and sharp and in detail and in focus. Not like the 1080p was out of focus, but this is just really, really pristine. It's a gorgeous looking game. All right, let's get into this a little bit here. So remember, we got into that cave at the end of this sequence, so I'm really, that looks so cool. Now this game I know went up into super high resolutions on the PC, so I guess a lot of the work that Crystal Dynamics had already done for that version of the game, look at this, so good, was applicable here,
Will Productions wants to know when this comes out. It comes out tomorrow.
Does it? The PS4 Pro is out in the
Yes.
stores tomorrow?
Hit stores November 10th.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Up we go. Oh, oh, I'm dead. I jumped to the right. Boo! Okay, here we go. This is a great game, by the way. I don't think, there's not enough buzz about this game because it's a year old, but it's so fun. And it's so sleek. It's a great showcase game as well for the PS4 Pro. Yeah, it looks fantastic. None of that, and I'm totally quibbling, and I appreciate that 100%. It's not like you get a bad-looking game on the PlayStation 4 on a 1080p setting, but there's no murkiness. There's way more, way more texture detail along the edges of the walls, particularly in the character, though. That's where it kind of really stands out the most. She doesn't look like she's just kind of a paper doll taped into the scene. She looks like she's really there.
Sorry, I can't stop fidgeting
With the image, yeah.
I want it to look good. So.
It's all good. Okay, so now let's climb into the mountain and we'll see the detail in the sunlight coming into to the cave there. Looks so good, guys.
It's so blue. Fuck.
The screen is so blue.
Yeah.
Can you white balance?
I am trying.
Yeah.
If you can find the snow again, I can white balance over that.
There's some snow right here.
Yeah. Just kind of stay there for a second.
Oh my God! Look at that! Look at the way the light just pours and glows all around the cave. The blooming. I mean, it's
not really helping. I'm gonna try to white balance off of it.
Well, it's kind of a yellow too, right? See if
It's always gonna look blue because it's.
How's that? That's pretty white.
It still looks blue on here.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're monkeying, guys. This, you got to cut us some
It's
slack
always
with
weird to try to shoot a.
a screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there was no point trying to output from the PlayStation 4 or the Pro, because we would have to down convert it to send it to you guys, and then there would be no difference between anything.
Why is it
But
not
look,
letting
you can see the texture detail of the Gore-Tex in the jacket. Such an incredible looking game.
Yeah, my camera's acting weird.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, hold on. I'm going to pause it here. I'm going to jump back to the other PlayStation, and we're going to give that one a try. There we go. Yeah, they have the light pouring, but you certainly don't get that blooming, that HDR effect. It's just like a candle in the dead center of the screen. Still impressive looking, but it doesn't feel as tangible. Let's see this cut
That
sequence.
looks okay.
Does that look all right?
That's as good as it's gonna get.
Okay. Yeah, you can see it. It does look grainier.
It looks much better on the actual TV than it does in the camera.
Yeah, I think everybody gets that.
Yeah.
Let's get to the edge here. Yeah, you can still kind of make out the Gore-Texy detail, but it's blurrier. It looks like you're looking through gauze when you're looking at this. Still it looks very good. It's still a very good looking game in 1080p. All right, let's jump in a little bit further here. We'll climb up here. Yeah, you can. The reflective surfaces of the ice are impressive in 1080p, but
Maybe we can change the color on the TV to make it look better in the camera.
oh, I don't know. I mean, this TV is so brand new. I don't want to start. I don't know anything about this TV
So
yet.
it looks blue and it's bugging me.
Okay. Ah, I died. Okay, that's a good place to cut that one. Let's go back to the other one. I'll try to.
Oh, there we
climb it.
go. There we go. There we go. I just no.
You got it?
Yeah, I think so. It's better.
Okay, cool. All right, here we go. Yeah, you can see the blend into the background is just
That's better.
much more realistic. Okay, here we go. Jumping, climbing up. Yeah, the reflective sort of surfaces on the ice feel much more natural. It doesn't look like a processing effect or anything like that in the game. You start to blur the line between a CG creation and something that's starting to approximate photoreality, which is incredible. Okay. All right, that's good. I'm gonna quit out of Tomb Raider, and we are gonna try a little Titanfall 2.
Vic, what gets you more excited, the PS4 Pro or the NES Classic Edition?
It's interesting that they're both out at the exact same time. I can't wait to get that NES Classic Edition. I'm excited to tool around in there, but I've played all those games, and I've bought many of those games many times. So it will be fun, and it's kind of like a nostalgic jolt. But this Pro is a whole lot of tech for the price of a regular PlayStation. It's kind of mind-blowing. I mean, it's almost like you're getting a souped-up graphics card for your PC around that same equivalent price, and suddenly this whole 4K world is open up for you. And I totally get that. I'll do a campaign mission. I totally get that 4K gaming has been around for a while, I understand that on the PC, but it's still a kick in the pants when you're playing these things on a television set off of your console. It's crazy, and it's completely optional, this thing too. It's not like the PlayStation 4 sucks. It's not like VR sucks on the PlayStation 4. I'm actually amazed at how well it works, PlayStation VR software. It's very impressive. But if you do take the jump, or you get in for the first time and you start with the PlayStation 4 Pro, to me, and even just from my cursory look at all this stuff, it just seems like you get a tremendous amount of value out of this, man. It's really cool. Okay, so this is a chunk of the campaign from Titanfall, Titanfall 2. I don't know where we start. I don't know if we just sort of, if this is where like we're taking the dropship land on the planet. I think so, right? Okay. Wow, it's gorgeous. Oh, this is so nice. This campaign is surreal and fantastic, by the way. If you haven't got this game, people keep asking me, should they get it? Should they get it? Because of the, obviously the community sizes of Call of Duty and Battlefield 1 are going to be bigger. And I understand that's a problem if you are super leaning towards multiplayer, but this game is incredible. I've had no problems, connecting with great multiplayer matches. And I prefer this game to Call of Duty or Battlefield 1. So we are about to crash land. We crash land. And this is pre-BT. But you can get a sense of the environment. I'll skip to a different chapter as well.
LA Gamer for Life says, Vic, please come save us.
Oh.
I think because he lives in LA, which
Right,
is in the
right.
United States.
Yeah, I didn't really want to get into the whole political discourse today. This is more about the PlayStation 4 Pro, but maybe we'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow. Or if you guys want oh my God, look at this. Look at the way the fire creates this beautiful,
Oh, that's beautiful.
Beautiful effect on these players.
You can see like little shadows and stuff under the gears on the gun.
Yeah.
When the light hits it, that's cool.
Yeah, this is awesome. I'm so stoked that, between this and Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, the three big shooters of the last couple of weeks, they all got upgrades for PlayStation 4 Pro, and they all look incredible on the system.
Vic, are you annoyed that you can't watch 4K Blu-rays on this?
I'm very annoyed. Yeah, there's a few things about the PS4 Pro that bug the crap out of me. One of them is, and something that we encountered today, is the fact that you've got to kind of sort of be careful about what PlayStation 4s you have on. I've got a couple of them already, and when we transferred the primary user sort of specifications to the Pro, it locked me out of the downloaded software that I had on both of the other PlayStations I have out there. And it feels like Sony should be anticipating the fact that there are going to be power gamers out there that this will be their second or potentially third PlayStation 4, and they shouldn't be doing that. And the other big thing, or they should find a way to make that smoother. Like you log in, it all kind of works. But I understand they basically give you 2 licenses on stuff, so you meet your boss here. But the other thing that really bothers me is there's no auto sync on the PlayStation 4 in the PSN ecosystem like there is on Xbox Live or on Steam, and so that means that if you install a game but it doesn't have your save game, and there might be something that's been auto uploaded, but you don't know for sure if the last save game on a previous console auto-uploaded, so you not only have to download what's already up there, but you have to go to another game on or the same game on a different platform and see if that is the most recent save, and if it isn't, you have to re-upload that and then re-download that, and it just seems crazy. It should just auto-sync to the server, save it, and then whenever you want that save, whenever you boot up a game, no matter what platform you have, it's right there. So that bugs me. There's only 3 USB ports on the PlayStation 4 Pro. At least they're 3.0, they're USB 3.0, which is great. But it would have been awesome for at least one more USB. Because you need a USB input for PlayStation VR. And there's all little quibbles and stuff. I'm not crazy about the design of it either. Like, it just looks like a Big Mac. It's like they had the Whopper version of the PlayStation 4, and then they went with the Big Mac with the extra patty. And it's a little bit bigger. All of the ports to plug stuff in are kind of hidden under the. Look at how great this looks. Hidden under the curve or the slant in the back, which makes it difficult to kind of figure out where everything is, because you got to kind of like tilt everything over and peer. It looks sleek that it's slanted like that, but I don't know. Quibbles, man. The games look great, and 4K looks amazing. Okay, so I meet BT. And we'll take a look at the detail on the robot right here. Ooh, don't step on me, buddy.
Hey Vic, Jeff Martin on YouTube wants to know what the must-buy game for Black Friday is.
I'm loving Titanfall 2. I love it, and I love, it's on Xbox One, but I loved Forza Horizon 3. If I have to pick one right now, the addiction that I have right now and the value that you get from it, it's Titanfall 2. It has an amazing single-player campaign, and the multiplayer is just total candy to me. I love playing this game. This game just brings me immense joy. It's the cheer up after President Trump pill that I take. Okay, so you meet this guy. Okay, I'm going to bounce out. I'm going to quit out, and we'll play a different level after we've already got BT and we're rocking. I don't want to do an interior one, although you can kind of really see the details. Let's go here. Let's go chapter 1. Let's go. All right. So the beacon.
Lammy Ava says, anyone hyped for the new Metro game?
Yeah, I like that series a lot. I think it's really moody and dark and post-apocalyptic, which seems to be where the world is heading right now. Apropos.
And Russian too. And
Russian, yeah. No, I like that series a lot. There's some good psychological, stealthy mechanic type gameplay in there, and the resource management of it is fantastic. So this looks absolutely staggeringly sensational. I finished this game, and to see it in 4K, I want nothing more than to play this campaign again, because it looks beautiful.
Looks tremendous. It's winning with the 4K.
It's winning with 4K.
Tremendous.
Tremendous. Yeah, incredible. Look at the sun peering through there. Yeah. Sensational, guys. Okay. So I'll pause that. Now let's go to the other PlayStation, which will not look bad at all. And let's
Vic Akamaru 1987 says hi.
Hello, Akamaru. How are you? Okay, Titanfall 2. 1080p. Looks immediately, you see a little bit of grain, almost like a film effect. Still sleek though. I'm impressed as hell by the 1080p up conversion that this TV is doing. This is an LG TV for those wondering. Again, I only spent $1,000 on this sucker, so it's certainly not the state of the art. It's not one of those OLED TVs which are breathtaking. I didn't want to get into spending a ton on that technology because I know stuff is going to get so much better. We'll just jump right to the beacon level because that's the last thing that we saw. So we'll go to chapter 1, regular. Let's see what happens here. All the text is totally legible. It's not like, let's put it this way, the SD to 1080p, that was shocking. This is not shocking, you know. This is not like you're seeing everything for the very first time, at least in my experience so far. 1080p is a very, very clean, solid format. It does feel maybe like you've cleaned your glasses. If anybody's got glasses there, you cleaned your contact lenses or something like that, and there's less smudge, less gauzy type of an effect. But 1080p games look great still, guys.
Jordan Cunningham says hi from Trail, BC.
Hey man, how you doing?
That's
Thanks
where
for watching.
I have family that lives in Trail.
I've been through there. I did a children's theater tour there many years ago. Yeah, this looks noticeably degraded compared to what I just. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it certainly doesn't take your breath away.
You can even see the difference just shooting off the screen.
It's
like it's noticeable even over here.
It's yeah. I mean, it looks. I mean, I guess the equivalence is maybe playing one of the HD games on a PlayStation 3 and one of the HD games on the PlayStation 4. Not in terms of, less polygons and less texture detail, but just maybe the brightness. Why am I?
It looks so 2013.
It looks a little dated, doesn't it? Yeah, you're still getting the shine through the trees and stuff. It's still great looking. But it does feel like, and this is exactly what's happened here, is all the pixel sort of density and the look of the game, the tangibility of the game has been kind of stretched out. It's almost like the atoms of the game have been stretched out a little bit, and so you can kind of see the air between the pixels, and it makes things not look as clean, but also not as 3D, not popping off the screen with quite the same level of detail.
Here's an interesting question. Live from PlayStation on Twitch asks, are there any noticeable differences with multiplayer on the PS4 Pro?
I was playing. The first thing I did with this yesterday was stream a little Titanfall 2 multiplayer, and it was flawless. It was exhilarating. And one of the cool things on the PS4 Pro is you can stream at 1080p, and I'll just double check and make sure that wasn't an update that they did on here. Oh, you guys can see all that.
Do you want me to?
No, I think we're good. I'm just checking to see. Yeah, the highest I can stream off of the regular
doesn't
PlayStation.
show our password or anything.
No, it doesn't. The highest I can stream off of the regular PlayStation is 720p at 60 frames per second. So if you look at my Titanfall 2 multiplayer, yeah, look at the detail. I mean, this just looks just chunky, jagged rocks. When you get right up to everything, it looks like... I don't want to insult this game because it still looks great, but it certainly looks murky, right? You can certainly see the texture fragility there. Let's go to the 4K, and we'll see how that looks. I'm almost in the exact same spot, so I can just walk up to some rocks. Yeah, this is amazing.
Super Mad Genius wants to know how much better it is for loading times.
I haven't noticed enough of that yet. I haven't, ask me in a month, I think, or in a couple weeks. It still gets a little blurry when you walk up to the textures because I don't think everything is done. I'm sure there are corners cut to upconvert to 4K. I don't know if they do every single asset with 4K resolution, but it does look way cleaner, way better. Can you tell when you're looking at that? This is the 4K.
If you're streaming in like full resolution, you can.
Yeah.
I can see a bit of a difference on our end.
Yeah, this is the tough thing. I mean, this is our challenge talking about 4K and or VR. I think we've done an all right job showing off some of the VR material, but it's experiential. You have to kind of plant yourself in front of one of these sets with one of these consoles and see if it makes a big difference. Okay, so I can get into BT at this point.
Crockett58 says hi, loving the stream.
Awesome. How you doing, Crockett?
And
all right, so I'm in BT right now, and I can walk over and pick up this this loadout from this guy, and look at all these guys are inside here. So good.
Kubi on YouTube wants to know, do you think the PS4 Pro will enhance PSVR graphics?
It does. Yeah, I noticed it right away. The first game I played on the PS4 Pro was Rez because it was one of the quickest ones to download, and I thought it was great on the PlayStation 4, but it was just mesmerizing when I had it on the Pro. It was just cleaner and slicker and smoother, and it looked like all the pixels in the game kind of got tighter, and it just punched off the screen and into my eyeballs in a very effective way. Now I haven't played. There's tons I haven't played. I haven't had this thing for. I've had it for 2 days, so I haven't been able to see tons on this thing yet. But I was blown away by my multiplayer experience yesterday. This looks fantastic to me right now. Now I'm not going to jump back and forth. I'm going to quit out of here. I'm not going to jump back and forth to the other PlayStation 4 because the software hasn't loaded up yet, and I haven't seen NBA 2K17 running yet. This is the free Tron Runner theme that you can download, by the way, and it's super slick. I recommend you picking this thing up in the PSN store. It looks really good in 4K resolution like this too, I'll tell you. Okay, so NBA 2K17, let's see. This is going to take a little bit of time to install or to download, or not, it's already been downloaded, to load.
Pavlishka, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, on Twitch, says, do the colors really pop in HDR?
You know what it is? It's the blacks are really, really present and really prominent. And the HDR logo just kicked off on this TV, so that means that the game is sending an HDR signal. This is a 1080p video that's been up-resed, so it doesn't look that good. You can kind of see some of the blurriness in it. So let's get into the game. It's starting to look like the menus are going to be in 4K. But HDR is really, I think, it's about the journey that the colors take and the darkness takes. You know, you can't really just look at one still thing and go, oh my God, there's an HDR sort of kick there. You can take HDR photographs, but in this sort of video game thing, it's really about the depth of detail. You can really see sort of when you're looking or panning across a scene, like the cave sequence in Tomb Raider, you can really see it going to super rich dark to this kind of warm glow. Oh, am I starting this from the beginning? I probably am.
A few people are asking if Fallout 4 and Skyrim are supported by the PS4 Pro, and yes, they are.
Yeah, they are. And what I've heard about, and I haven't tried Skyrim yet, but what I've heard about some of these older games, and this is going to be the interesting thing that happens with 4K upconverts and stuff, is some of these games are very old, so they're going to feel. You kind of see more detail than you want when you when you get it all in 4K. Okay, so, oops, no, I don't want to be that.
Yeah, all those glitches in Fallout 4 will look so much better.
They've been patching that game like crazy, man.
Yeah, it came out a year ago.
Yeah. Hold your hate, buddy. There's been enough hate the last little while.
Oh, here's a good one.
Okay.
Live from PlayStation wants to know, does the PS4 Pro include an HDMI 2.0 cable? Or do you have to go out and buy one?
It did include an HDMI cable.
Was it HDMI 2.0?
Hell if I know. But
I don't even know, is that a thing, HDMI 2.0?
it definitely has.
I guess HDMI 2.0 is what you need for 4K?
Yeah. It's the HDMI cable that's actually no, it's not. This is just a regular HDMI cable.
Yeah, HDMI 2.0 lets you have better frame rate in 4K.
Ah, okay, cool.
According to the prestigious Wikipedia.
Okay. I don't know if it's an HDMI 2.0. The HDMI. See, this is stuff that I'm still learning as I enter into this 4K world. I'm literally 2 days into 4K right now. So the one that's plugged into the TV was just the one that, and into the PS4 Pro was one that was kicking around in the studio here. So I don't even know if that's a 2.0 cable or not. Okay, let's go. Okay, here we go. We'll just get right out of the thing. So we just want to play now. Let's get onto a port.
Apparently, the one included in the box is an HDMI 2.0 cable.
Oh, cool.
But it's super short, they're saying.
Thanks for checking.
Yeah, on the internet.
Yeah, it would seem fine for
The
me.
internet never lies.
Internet never lies,
It's
man.
always right.
Oh, wow. 2K did an amazing job with all of this. There's so many different celebrity voices and broadcasters and things like that in here. It's very impressive. Okay, it's been many weeks since I played, so don't judge me for my skills. Let's just take a look at what this game looks like in 4K. This is my first time seeing this in 4K, as you can probably tell.
A couple of people are asking about Star Wars Battlefront in PS4 Pro. I don't even know if that's supported.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So there is a list of the. This is amazing. Look at that. So cool. So they do the projections in each of the arenas. There's a list floating around of all of the already released PlayStation 4 titles that are converted onto PS4 Pro. But I know that new ones are being added all the time and old ones are being added all the time. One of the games that I have taken a look at is Infamous Second Son, which I can load up actually a little bit after this. Look at that. That crowd detail's incredible. Very, very cool. Wow. Holy crap, they did an awesome job.
Hi, Swangor.
Whoa! This game looks insane. Already losing. Yeah, this looks sensational. They did an amazing job with this. Oh, totally ripped and stripped.
Here's a big long one from Crockett58. He says, in your opinion, Vic, what do you think the life cycle of the PS4 will be?
Of the PlayStation 4?
Yeah, like especially now with the Pro coming out and Scorpio for the Xbox One.
I think we have 3 more years of this cycle of PlayStation 4. And then I think PlayStation 5, you know, it does kind of feel like there is a finality or a lifespan on the idea of a separate console connected to your television set, especially when you look at Sony's, you know, remarkable decision not to support their own format with ultra high def Blu-rays. Clearly, the move in technology is to get away from physical, you know, even physical connectivity and wireless as much as possible. And I feel like, you know, Netflix has been such a huge force in the way that content is delivered to people that anybody in the game space can't be envious of that. Like, they have to be envious of that, and they have to be kind of preparing for that. And Sony is with PlayStation Now. So, you know, I don't think we're far away from the end of consoles as we know them, and it'll be more about being in sort of a network, and you'll be able to access as much content as you want. So.
Could you see the reflections in the floor on the regular PS4?
Oh yeah, you could, but it's everything. You know what's amazing is that this is a 4K game. Like, just the fact that they upconverted, and they didn't upconvert, they re-output this thing at 4K when the 1080p game is just already mind-blowing. It's just such an incredible looking sports game. I don't know if you guys play this hoops game every year, but it is phenomenal, man. They do not slouch. They really make something extraordinary every single year. So it's very impressive that right at the launch of this new machine, they're ready with this. Wow. I mean, I think this, I don't think the other, like I'm not sure if FIFA or Madden or NHL, I think Pro Evolution Soccer is, but I think this, especially for hoops fans and sports fans, this is going to be a TV seller and a PS4 Pro seller. When those people walk into a store that's playing this in 4K, they're going to want this. This looks amazing. Has anybody already pre-ordered one of these things, Blake?
There was somebody in the chat earlier, I forget their name, that was saying they have a pre-order that they're picking up tomorrow.
Cool.
Mr. Dart Gamer wants to know if you can customize the PS4 Pro hard drive.
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
Yep, you can take that out and put a new one in. And I've already filled up a terabyte one. It's really easy to do. You know, I've got lots and lots. Most of the game companies are sending us codes now for the reviews, as opposed to physical discs. It's just easier for everybody. But it's quick. And of course, I wanted to see as many of these games that I like in 4K. So I downloaded a ton of stuff and filled up the 1 terabyte already. So I think I'm going to be myself looking for a good internal hard drive that I can put in there. And then I look forward to re-downloading everything again.
Yeah, Live from PlayStation says he's picking up his tonight.
Cool.
Someone asked if No Man's Sky is supported.
I don't think it is. I think they have some
Is it
other.
supported at all?
I think they have some other issues that they want to take care of.
I think they have bigger fish to fry right about now.
They have to put some smiles on people's faces. Okay, so this looks insane. I can't wait to play more of that personally. Let's see, what else do I have in here?
Oh, some people are asking for Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, I didn't have that going? Okay, Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, you had that earlier.
Oh, I couldn't play it on the regular PS4. Okay, so we'll check out Ratchet and Clank. The level that I'm at is gorgeous, but it's at the end of the game, and HDR kicks in on this game too, and it looks insane. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new game. It's going to save over my save progress, but I'll re-download from the PlayStation Network. I think it's crazy that Insomniac didn't give you multiple save slots so that you could, you know, have different people in your family trying the game at the same time. So let's create a new game. And I'm saving over my things, so hopefully this doesn't screw anything up. But I think you'll get a better look at the, you know, animated movie caliber graphics of this thing in. It's so gorgeous.
Sorry, Mr.
4K.
Henry says that he was the one who asked to see Ratchet and Clank. He's very offended that I called him some people.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Mr. Henry, we heard you, buddy.
Hi, Mr. Henry. Sorry about that.
Sorry about President Trump, too.
Yeah. Yeah, he's down in Seattle, I think?
Yeah.
Poor Mr. Henry.
Okay, so we're going to skip the cutscenes. The cutscenes all look great. They always did. Wow, look at this. This is gameplay, guys. What is it? Oh, I got to invert that. That's what's going on. Okay. Invert camera vertical. Yes.
Oh, you might want to kill the subtitles while you're there.
That's okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Look at that. This is a video game. It's not a movie.
How does this compare to the movie that came out last
Wow. Oh, it's there's a lot of echoes in the movie. I really enjoyed the movie, especially if you're a longtime Ratchet and Clank or PlayStation fan like myself. That movie is really
year?
fun.
But visually, is the Pro version like better than the movie?
No, you can't really say that because they take time to render the sequences and stuff. I think there are cutscenes from the movie in the game, though. Okay, so this is just making me.
Mike Silva says him and his 3 boys are watching you live.
Nice. Hey, Mike. How's it going, you
They love
guys?
watching us.
Yeah, trying something new with two cameras. One's on the TV and one's on me, and it's tough with 4K to. We don't have the ability, the tech in the studio to stream at 4K and show it off. And I don't know how many people would be able to watch a 4K stream right now, anyways.
Yeah.
So this was the way that we thought would make the most sense, is for you to see me reacting like like I am right now as I walk out into this vista, and it's staggering. God.
Here's the $1 million question, Vic, or at least the $500 question.
Yeah.
Jordan Cunningham says, what should I get, the PS4 Pro or Xbox One S?
It depends on what platform you already have. And you know, obviously the ecosystem and the software that you want to play. But this is a more powerful machine. This is the most powerful game console on the market right now. And it provides tremendous new benefits out there. I've been blown away by the Xbox One S too. I think that that's the strongest piece of hardware that Microsoft has ever created. And it's, you know, they've taken some huge strides with their front end design and their ecosystem, and they're having a killer year with software, particularly with the new Forza and with the new Gears. But we all know that next year there's going to be a 4K Xbox as well. It's weird that there's a 4K Blu-ray player on the Xbox One S, man. That's just so
Especially,
weird.
yeah, it's Sony's technology. Right?
And I haven't tried that out yet. I want to check that out, and I also want to see some of the HDR capabilities from the Xbox One S.
Crockett58 says, what should he get, a PSVR or PS4 Pro? Keeping in mind he doesn't have a 4K TV already.
Doesn't have a 4K TV. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's it, right? Like, you're talking almost, you know, almost investing in a whole PC setup at that time, right? You could get yourself an awesome PC and a Vive, which is a superior VR tech. It just is. I mean, it's room scale, and it's really pinpoint precise. You need to make the room for it. For probably less money than it would be for a 4K television, a PlayStation 4 Pro, and PlayStation VR. But there's already a lot of great, compelling software on the PlayStation VR, and we all know PlayStation's commitment to games and new games, and that's why I want VR. I'm sure that's why you guys want VR. And I don't see that same amount of experience maybe from the HTC and even Valve partnership yet, but maybe next year will be a big deal. I know that HTC's been taking some huge strides. Oculus is also another way to go. I would say that you get a very solid VR experience just off of the regular PlayStation 4. It's not a huge step down at all, and you could probably, you know, get many months of enjoyment just out of that. The PlayStation VR headset is the most comfortable out of all three, by the way, and there's already good software. So maybe the way to go, until you get a 4K TV and sort of reconcile that you're going to be in that ecosystem and start watching movies in 4K and get into 4K streams and all of that stuff. Maybe is to kind of take the steps, and if you've already got a PlayStation 4, jump into the PSVR. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I think it's super cool. Now, if you don't have a console, and one of these next gen, or let's say you have an Xbox One and you've been curious about PlayStation 4, then by all means get the PS4 Pro. Spend that extra $100 and get this machine, because the benefits are enormous already from what I've seen.
Blarcade says, if this is what Ratchet and Clank looks like, imagine what Spider-Man is going to look like.
I know, right? And can you guys tell? I mean, it's a gorgeous game in 1080p, but you know, the sort of crispness of the fidelity and the HDR lighting and the character design. I mean, this is insane. This is a great game, by the way. This is one of the best games of 2016. Yeah, it looks fantastic. See, you can't really tell on the TV. This is the tough thing, man. I want to show you guys. It's like I want you to be sitting right beside me, but when you pan across here, you can see what HDR is all about because you can see the way that the light kind of scales against the rock face, and then when you look out into the sun, you pass this amazing.
Your hand is blocking the.
Oh, sorry. As you move across the rock and you pan to the sun, there's this incredible lens flare that you pan across, but you can see the way that the light just feathers across the rock, and it's so realistic and so cool looking, you know? Especially in this beefed up resolution.
Ryan Landis asks, have you tried streaming 4K movies yet on the PS4 Pro?
No, I haven't. It's all just been gaming.
You have Canadian internet. I don't know if that's even possible.
Yeah, I mean, we have TELUS and Shaw are fighting each other to get their, in Vancouver, are getting it to get their speeds up as high as possible to handle 4K video.
Yeah.
So it's coming. It's imminent.
Netflix has 4K content, I think,
know.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, look at this. It's so good looking. Wow. This almost makes you want to start again and play the whole thing again because it looks amazing.
Emax asks, what kind of TV is this? It's LG, I think, right?
Yeah, it's an LG. It's the UH 7500, and I got a good deal on it. Apparently, that's what the salespeople told me. I paid $1,000 for it, which was kind of the threshold of what I wanted to spend, because I know that 4K is just going to get really strong and really cheap in the next few years, and I didn't want to jump in and spend $5,000 on an OLED TV or something like that. Those are insane, and LG has some of those. I don't know if you guys have seen the OLED 4Ks. Amazing. Okay, so that's Ratchet. I think the last one I'm going to do is maybe Uncharted 4. Oh, you know what? I'll show you an old game that's been just recently patched. This is Infamous Second Son, which was one of the earliest titles for the PlayStation 4. Still, in my mind, one of the prettiest games for this machine. And they've beefed this up as well. City looks great, HDR lighting, the whole thing.
Jordan P wants to know what's the basic speeds you need to stream in 4K, and according to the internet, it's 30 megabits per second.
30 megabits per second to stream in 4K.
Netflix says you can do it with 15, but other places are saying you need 30. Maybe because Netflix has better compression.
Okay, so here's a good example of HDR as well. Like I'm in the shadow, and as I move around the camera is trying to sort of see the details in my face, and you can just make it out. And the depth of the darkness is so believable. But let's cruise around the city. This is the obviously Sucker Punch's awesome superhero series. This game had kind of a janky story. It wasn't the best story, but the mechanics were really solid, and it was really fun to play.
Oh God, this looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous game.
This looks like a whole other game. Because it was a launch title, so it didn't look quite as good as a game today would.
Yeah, no, this is a gorgeous game.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, they did a nice update to this, and that's the cool thing about the Pro too. Is then suddenly you can go back into your library and re-experience these games. And what's great too, like obviously Xbox enters the fray next year with 4K as well. So all of those third-party developers are that have created 4K games for this gen or for this machine will also be delivering 4K versions of those games to the new Xbox as well.
So how does it work? So if I own this game on the regular PS4, it'll automatically upgrade for free?
Yes.
Okay.
There's definitely speculation because Sony hasn't denied that this won't be happening, but some developers may be charging extra for a 4K upgrade of existing software, and presumably there might be, I don't know, some cost to the 4K versions of games. we haven't seen that yet. Hopefully the industry doesn't do that. There's enough concern about the high cost of gaming as it is right now, and also all of the extra ways that publishers figure out to make money off of us. But right now there's a good back catalog of titles that have 4K updates that just sort of happen automatically.
Vic, are you
God, this looks great.
a few people are asking to turn up the volume on the TV a bit
They
so
want-
they can hear the game.
Oh yeah, you want to hear it? Okay.
Also, are you evil or good in this?
I'm pretty much good. I'm at the end of the game here.
Right.
There's a branching path to this though.
Watch out for the music though.
Yeah, I'll turn the music off.
Does it maintains your save files and everything?
No, well, this is the thing. I had to download everything, and that's one of the things that I'm not impressed by. I really want Sony to do an auto sync so that when you do reload your software on whatever new platform, it just automatically connects you to that material. And now's the time for Sony to institute that. You know, on the PlayStation Network, they have 2 brand new PlayStation 4s out there. So there's a lot of diehards that are getting into their second and possibly third machine right now.
But so, in a perfect world, like if you just had one system, it normally would sync the save files, right?
There is an auto update or an auto upload to the PlayStation Network, and then it doesn't sync. No, it does not sync. You have to download it. So when you install the game, you have to remember, oh, I uploaded my save game. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you got to go and then you have to remember if the last auto upload of your save game was actually the last time you played the game, and that means you got to check it out on your old console and because it's not perfect, right? It doesn't work flawlessly every time. There were some games that I installed onto the PlayStation 4 Pro that the online saved chunk of PlayStation Network didn't have a saved game for, but I knew I had those saved games, so I had to go back to older consoles, older versions of the software, upload, and then re-download. All too cumbersome. All of that stuff should be snap easy.
Lee Joes noticed that you had Watch Dogs 2 there on your...
I am not allowed to show that. You guys should not see that.
Well, you didn't play the game. You just showed the icon.
The icon, yeah. Yeah, I can confirm that Watch Dogs 2 looks great on the PS4 Pro.
I wish I could move around in real life like this.
I know.
Just fucking...
Well, you know, I was so sure that Sucker Punch was doing that Spider-Man game. Look at this. Oh my God. I mean, there's a perfect example of HDR. I'm sure you can't really see how cool that effect is, but when you walk under here, just that gradient, just that sleek transition.
Yeah, it looks kind of murky on my end.
So good. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a lot more than just a resolution bump, you know? Like there's just a lot of graphic tricks that developers have been able to do, but they all come at a cost, and there's obviously a lot more graphic processing on this thing.
What's in the windows? Is that painted on?
Yeah, that's just texture.
Bullshit, not buying. Want my money back. I demand 3D curtains in all windows.
Yeah, this is super fun to play. Let's see. I will... do you guys want to see Uncharted 4? What time is it? 3? It's been about an hour. I think I can do... I'll do one more game here. Uncharted 4 it is. They just did a new update today, so I don't know if new effects have gone in or something.
Hi, Twisted NDS. CoinOp TV asks, how many Americans have sent you their resume to move up to Canada since yesterday, Vic?
I haven't had anybody send me their resume. I have asked if I'm people have asked if I'm hiring. Not hiring. But yeah, it's the HDR logo kicks in. You can kind of see that in the corner, so there'll be HDR in this game. Yeah, it's crazy right now, man. I feel for the Americans that are very concerned. You know, there was a lot of hate and vitriol that came from President
Music.
Trump.
Music.
Oh
Music.
yeah, right.
Game music.
Yeah,
It's copyright robots are going to come after us, Vic.
right. But you know, hopefully there will be some sanity and maybe some steps back from. I'll just turn the volume down until I do. Oops, I pressed the wrong thing here. Smart TVs. There we go. Hopefully there'll be some scale back and some a little more understanding and a lot less sort of barking and yelling, and you know, there's a lot to heal in America, and I love that country. That country has been incredible. America has been incredible to me personally, and to our show, to our production, and to the career that I've had. It was the first country in the world to start picking up the idea of Electric Playground, and I have so many amazing friends there, and I want people to be happy and treated well and treated with respect, and to get along. And you know, I hope this election is done with, and now the healing starts, and people can kind of figure it out and start to kind of respect each other again.
Yeah. Don't grab anyone by the pussy. That's not cool.
Yeah. It's amazing that Billy Bush was fired
Yeah.
and Trump became the president.
You might want to turn the volume down a bit for this because it's
Okay.
louder again.
Okay, so we're not. I think if this is in hardcore mode, so we'll see. We'll see how I do here. This was a very tough part of the game, if I recall, to begin with. Oh man, watch out! Oh, I'm dead already. I don't know if we're going to be able to see the amount of beauty in this game from this sequence. It is all running in 4K, and it still looks super slick, and it's
The floor looks great.
yeah. Oh man. Ah. All right. This
You-
demo of Uncharted 4 might be short.
Do you think there will be a Last of Us 2?
Yes, absolutely. I need that. Thank you. Oh shit. Ah. You know what's cool too is with this television we can check out games like Gears of War 4, which is also 4K on a PC. Oh, I have no bullets. Thank you. So cool. Heal. Heal. Get in there. Heal. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you can see the HDR effects as you pan around inside of here. There's some really deep darks. It looks great.
Pavlishka wants
Yeah.
to know, if you play a game without a patched Pro version, will there be any improvements?
It does upconvert, but I don't think there are any visual improvements. Let's see if I have any games that aren't.
Yeah, you won't have the better textures and stuff.
Yeah. Let's see if I have any games on the hard drive that are just 1080p. Mafia 3 looks incredible too. I don't want to jump into Overwatch because it's online gaming. I put a lot of VR stuff on there, but you can't really see it. Battlefield 1. I think everything I chose for the Pro is 4K enabled.
Oh, Doom would be good if it was.
Doom looked amazing. I don't know if it's on the 4K list, but it looked incredible to me. And I don't know if it's just because it looks great on this TV. But I was very impressed. Yeah, I think everything is enabled for 4K here, which is impressive, man. I mean, they just launched this machine, so people have been working their butts off to upscale to 4K. I think that's good. That's my stream on this thing. It is absolutely noticeable. Some games handle the 4K conversion of their software a little bit better, but it's still very early days for this display technology. I totally get that the PlayStation 4 isn't rendering everything at 4K, and there are some corners cut, but there's some really intelligent upscaling that's happening with the PS4. So with the Pro, so that it does, you get this amazing visual fidelity washing over you. And there's certainly a lot of games that allow you to, I think with Rise of the Tomb Raider, you can play in 60 frames per second with enhanced details, but it goes back down to 1080p. And so we're going to see a lot more kind of, with this bump to 4K, and the overall visual horsepower that's sort of providing for developers, I think we're going to see a lot more finesse and fiddling options that players are going to be able to do. But yeah, so far incredibly impressed with both this 4K TV, my first 4K TV, and my first 4K video game console. Crazy days, guys. We're very lucky nerds, right? I say that all the time. I think that's it for today, though, guys.
Cool.
We'll be back with another stream tomorrow, and it's a good one. The Happy Console Gamer is going to be joining me, and we're going to be talking about lots of very fun things. So make sure you come back for that, and have yourselves a great day.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
See you later.
Bye.